Just a few days after my contractor's fire got away from them, and I said I don't like burning this time of year, here I am starting a fire out in the woods. Apparently I'm a slow learner, but in my defense, we did get a bunch of rain last night. Everything's wet. Okay, not a bunch of rain, only a little bit of rain, but with everything wet, what could possibly go wrong? Since this may be the only wet day we have for a while, I decided I better quit talking to the camera and just get to work to take advantage of the situation. If you've been watching me work on this project for the last few months, you may notice something's missing. The log deck that used to be here is gone. In order to explain why the log deck is no longer there, we need to go back in time a few days so I can explain how it disappeared. It all started a few days ago when I moved it. Okay, that wasn't much of a story, but that's how the log deck disappeared. I moved it to the mill. Which all led to this pile of really nice lumber. Stackered up all nice like. Now back to the present, I probably should do something about this log that's catching on fire, that I really don't want to have on fire. I probably should be careful to keep my tape out of the fire while I'm at it. Quick note to the fire safety people, you didn't see that. I put myself into second gear so I can go a little faster. As I work my way around to this side of the fire, this log is sitting on the slash I need to burn. Instead of trying to pull the slash out from under the log, I think it might make more sense to pull the log off from over the slash. Chainsaw's cutting a little bit slow. I wonder if it has anything to do with that piece of metal it found earlier today. Much easier without that log sitting on top of it. Oh yeah, this stupid thing. The world's biggest failure of a visual aid. It sabotaged one of my last videos. It was supposed to spring up really fast, but it did the opposite. Looks like it's getting a little bit hot, having to blow off a little steam. Joke's on you now, buddy. Now this slash is stuck under this log, but I think I know a solution. Woodpeckers are getting a little excited up in that tree. It might be because it's spring, and a lot of animals get a little excited because it's spring. I ran out of stuff here to put in the fire. Now all that's left to do is play in the fire. I think this place is starting to clean up nicely. We still have this thing. It finally ran out of steam. This time I'm going to get the last laugh. Somebody forgot to turn off the microphone that does not like chainsaws. That ought to learn it. Since there's nothing left to do here, time to move the fire over there where there's a little bit more slash. What's better than carrying a shovel full of fire around the woods to start one fire? Carrying it around to start two fires. Now we just moved forward in time. It is now tomorrow. Okay, yesterday this was tomorrow, but today this is, well, it's today. Yesterday I got so busy feeding both of these piles, I didn't get any video footage of it. But this is what it looks like afterward. Yesterday was a good day for burning. Everything was wet. Today the sun's coming out, it's drying out, the wind's been kicking up. It's not a good day for burning. The problem with that is, even though I'm not doing any burning today, things are still burning. This is still smoldering. This gives off a puff of smoke every once in a while. This stump over here is still smoldering, which is fine now, but they're talking about temperatures up near 90 in a few days. This is why I really don't like burning here this time of year. If it was December, it would be different because we know we have a couple months of really wet weather ahead of us. A snake decided to come check things out. It's not hot down there anymore, so the snake is just fine. Maybe it's looking for something to eat that might have got fresh grilled on the fire last night. One of the things I don't like about burning this time of year is you have to be really mindful of these kind of things. It was wet yesterday, but a day or two later it can dry out, the wind can kick up. If something's still smoldering, when everything dries around it, the fire can take off. I was planning on getting all this burning done this winter when everything was wet, but I didn't because, what was I doing this winter? I don't know. With everything drying out and the wind kicking up, we need to do something about these, and I have just the thing. That first fire from yesterday still has a hot spot in it too. This madrone stump is still burning. Some viewers have asked if I got the red truck back and the turbo fixed. Yep, turbo's been replaced. It's running like it should. This may be overkill for what I'm doing here, but this would be a good time after this has been winterized to get it running again, make sure everything works before fire season will be here soon. The reel has 300 feet of fire hose as per Oregon Department of Forestry regulations. Should be plenty to reach over there. And it has this kink in the hose. I want to unwind this and try to straighten it out. I just got the water tank filled up. Department of Forestry regulations for a trailer unit is 500 gallons minimum. This is 525. The hose is supposed to be a minimum of 300 feet or enough to cover the whole job site. The pump is supposed to deliver a certain amount of pressure and a certain amount of volume at 300 feet. I don't remember what those numbers are, but this is enough to accomplish that. It's supposed to have this kind of an outlet on it. I can't remember what those are called. That's so the Department of Forestry can tap into it if they need to. The other requirement is that it will start and run. So let's check that out. What was it Smokey Bear said about leaving fires unattended in the forest? Something about as long as the fire is starting to die down, it's okay to leave it unattended. We took it a step further than that. We got these dead out. These are soaked, not to the bone, they are soaked to the wood. If I feel around where all the hot spots, there's no heat, there's no smoke, there's no condensing water vapor rising off of it. This one too is as dead out can be. Everything is soaked. That looks dead out to me. Hot coals and ash have now turned into mud. In places where there were hot spots burning in the ground, I like to get standing water over those hot spots, which we had here, which I think is a pretty good indicator it's out. No, Smokey Bear didn't say leave fires unattended. That's just me spreading false information. I don't want to put words in Smokey's mouth, but if you want to know what he really said, you can fact check my alternative facts. But I say make sure your fire is dead out, especially right before fire season. I think I just threw Smokey Bear under the bus. That wasn't nice. I'm going to leave this hose laying out the rest of the day, make sure there are no hot spots that pop up. I sleep better at night knowing I don't have smoldering things happening out in the woods during drying, windy weather. During the wet season here, we just don't have to deal with all that stuff because we have months of wet weather ahead of us before it gets to this point. But even then, you always want to be, y'always, I think I just made up a new word, y'always. I wonder if that's related to y'also, y'always. You always want to be careful with fire. At least we got these out. I can sleep better tonight. Hopefully you will too. Not that you are going to lose any sleep over this. We just jumped forward in time again. It is now tomorrow. Well, yesterday this was tomorrow. Today it's just today. No smoke, no hot spots, and no kink in the fire hose. As the buzzard on Robin Hood would say, all is well.